What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Just Talks. I'm Justin Neely. Co-hosting with me is my guy Jason.
What up, guys?
And our special guest today, back returners actually, my guy Zane Adnan and Damon Strand. Welcome to the show, fellas.
What's up? Good, man.
So the first recap I have for today is the UMiami women's basketball team at Cuse, the last road trip I did. And I will say this food in Syracuse is awful. It's probably the worst stadium food ever had. It was boring, expensive, and I do not advise anybody to buy food at the JMA Dome. Go to Dinosaur Ballpark anywhere else. No, like I'm telling you, like UAlbany food is like 100 times better, and I mean we don't have the most options in our concession.
I was gonna say if Albany food is top tier.
No, I didn't say top tier. Okay. I said it's
better than Cuse.
What'd you get to eat?
That's the thing. I don't know if they just hate women's basketball, but they had one place open with hamburger, fries, and then you had like a fridge with some drinks in it, and that's it.
That wasn't the Syracuse Duke game. They're gonna have everything open that day.
Well, that's the next game I'm going to, so we'll see how that ends up being. And shout out Haley Cavender, signed the jersey here. Appreciate the love there. And but I will say, unfortunately, I do not buy into this team at all. I mean, they've been struggling awfully in conference play. I think they were 1-7 last time I checked, and that's when I tuned out of them because they don't deserve it. Because it's like they had this 10-win record, I think one loss when they were playing out of conference games, which was an absolute fraudulent record because they can't win a conference game. And honestly, I think it's one of those situations where you have the NIL money coming from the Cavender twins, and that's all you have. You know, it's like you're trying to get money out of that and not actually out of good basketball. I mean,
their men's team's struggling too.
Well, we wouldn't even mention the men's basketball team. I mean, their coach had to resign mid-season. That you don't really even see that ever.
Yeah, it's a rough year for Miami basketball.
But what I will say is a big indicator that I don't like as a fan of basketball personally is Hannock, because her minutes were doubled ever since she was getting the NIL deals. And I mean, she was a person with 3 points a game the last season before. And it's not like she was a freshman.
If they paying, you better play.
But
they ain't paying you all that to sit on the bench.
Very political, what it sounds like.
I'm just saying that I think that, you know, she averaged 3 points as a junior, not as a freshman. So it's not like a development thing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden she's getting 30 minutes a game and, you know, averaging 7 points a game. It's like, at that point, it's like, there's probably somebody who could have been a better option for them. But I mean, they're getting their bag. Can't hate on that. You know, Sports Illustrated cover and everything. But I mean, I think it's a big red flag when they were the last season. Those two played together. They made it to I think the Elite Eight of March Madness, and now they have one win in conference play, and we're already 8 or 9 games into conference play. So I think that's a major red flag there. Haley, though, she's balling. She's always balling. And, I mean, I think she would have been a lot better at TCU, but she didn't want to be there. So I guess, you know, I don't know if it was playing time with her sister or anything like that. But, I mean, it seemed like once the HVL announcement came, she was out. Like, I think she announced her transferring, like, 5 minutes, like, after HVL committed. So there had to be some relationship there. But, I mean, TCU's killing it. I mean, you got HVL, Sedona Prince. They look, you know, I think that would have been a great fit for her. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's her last season anyway. She's just going to have fun with her sister and get that money. So that's all I got to say about that. So the next segment we have here is we are recapping the last 2 games for the UAlbany Great Danes. I guess the first question I have for you guys, what do you guys think about the Neon Night as like a promotion?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, them jerseys was bright, but I got to keep mine, so it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But it was a tough loss for us. I mean, 92-87 against a good UMBC team, fast-paced, high-scoring. Yeah, that's all I got for that game.
All I got to say was like 2 different games in one game. First half was one game. Second
of course.
Half was a totally different game.
Yeah, facts.
Came off strong first half. It's like we're doing everything right. Scouting report, running our stuff, all that stuff. Very good. Second half, it was like a slow bleeding. It was like up 15, then up 8, then up 4, and they finally tie it. So,
Yeah, facts. It was crazy. I felt like we were still going to win, though. I felt like we was going to pull it out.
yeah.
But then, like, it just started coming.
Like everything
just went wrong. Yeah.
Everything went wrong at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, something I want to mention here is the one thing I will say really like the promotion was like the things they added to that intro. Like I wish that intro
was cool.
was your intro.
Yeah.
Like
That
it
was
had
cool.
like
That was
last
really cool.
season's
Yeah.
vibes of like actually having like
Yeah.
basketball footage
I like
instead of
last-
like the play 60 kind of style where it's like you guys outside just
Yeah.
dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
So I wish they would have kept that, honestly. I really do. And I like the music for that better too. I don't even know.
Yeah,
The
I
original
like
stuff.
last year's video way better than the one we have this.
Well, it
year.
was similar to the neon night.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Kind of vibe,
I don't know why they
yeah.
got rid of it. You know, I wish they would have kept that. That was probably one of the
The only
coolest
thing
things
is
about
though, I don't know like what the inspiration behind the neon was at all. You guys know, but
Nah, I don't even know. It's just
it was very serious. They did their big one for that one.
yeah.
it. Yeah. I
Promoted
mean,
it, jerseys, the intro, everything.
yeah, they went all out for it. And I
The
thought
towels.
the halftime show was pretty cool.
What was
Yeah.
that?
It was like all black lights. Then you had like the neon just like flickering. And they were playing like Fiend and like a bunch of like
Really?
and people were just going crazy. Yeah. So that was cool. I was getting hyped. I was, you know,
That's
but
That's tough.
Said I hope they play
night.
Fiend.
No, seriously,
Yo, they
no.
played Fiend. What game was that?
Sacred Heart
Heart
with the
Oh my-
kids.
Kids,
Oh my
it's
God.
11 a.m.
Yo.
Every time out, they're playing Fiend. All you hear is like 3,000 kids just screaming at the top of their lungs. Fiend, Fiend, yo.
Nah, that game.
That was
Wow.
that
Every
was
time I
funny
hear
one.
Fiend, that's all I think about.
Every time.
That was a funny
every
game.
time.
Yeah, one positive I thought though in that game was definitely the turnover battle. I mean, that's something you guys have been great at. I think you guys won 17-9, and then points off turnovers, you ended up winning that battle. I think 17-10. So that was a huge positive there. You obviously mentioned about the first half, which was a
Yeah.
clear indicator. I mean, holding them at 28, scoring 43 in the first half or 40 something plus is very impressive. I mean, usually if that's the case, then usually ends up being a win, even in the American East, which is a high score conference.
Yeah.
Now for the cons, I thought personally the defense has always been a problem against UMBC. This was supposed to be
Yeah.
like, I guess, your revenge game against them because last season I think it was 100 plus for them.
Yeah, it was
14 to
100.
like 102 or
Yeah.
104. Yeah. Brutal game.
So it seems like, you know, their offense has just been something that we can't stop. So next season's definitely gotta stop that offense finally.
We
And
got
this-
one more chance with them at UMBC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, facts.
And they
See what
play
they-
a very interesting brand of basketball. They don't care if they get scored on. It's get the ball out and go.
yeah.
Shoot within the first 15 seconds. So it's a very fast pace. So, I mean, we did a great job of that in the first half. Second half, yeah, it was all defense. I mean, we
Yeah.
scored 79 points. That's plenty to win a basketball game. So,
Definitely. I mean,
That
if you
first half
look
was
at that
great.
schedule, you probably do win a lot of those games. I mean, Brian only scored, I think, 79 against you guys when they came here.
Now we should have won UMass Lowell. That's the game I think we should have won.
Yeah, you guys were up at half
UMass
of that
Lowell
game,
and
too.
that would have been a big one. for
UMBC.
us.
Those are two games that
yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of games like that. even
that's
out
two
of
games that's
conference.
just like
Yeah.
Like, we're right there. We just got to get over that hump, figure it out, and then we're going to be a very good team.
The last kind of half for today, though, is definitely fouls. I mean, every player was pretty much in foul
Oh,
trouble.
they shot like
Oh, yeah.
42 free throws or something, like some absurd number.
Yeah, so we had
They called that game very differently than previous games, too.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I noticed.
Wow.
Every time somebody like put their hand down, walling up, it was a foul right away, whether they got the ball or they didn't. And I did notice a few new refs in that game.
Yeah,
than before.
definitely had some new refs that I've
Definitely new
never seen
refs.
before.
Yeah. So the fouling situation was different. They called it much differently than games prior.
Yeah, I mean, you guys had 67% of players with 3 or more fouls. You had 44% with 4 or more fouls and 22% with 5 or more fouls, that's absurd. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really hard to win a basketball game when you're giving them that many free throws.
They shot
Absolutely.
44 free throws.
It was the Joel
Yes,
Embiid
wow.
method at that
40
point.
yeah.
You know,
Did we shoot
absolute free throw
44?
merchants.
We shot 26,
40. They shot 44.
44 free throws. That's a
Wow.
lot of fouls.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fouls.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been playing a very short bench recently, and yeah, like I said, I mean, having 6 players with 3 fouls. Wait, sorry, 6 players with 3 fouls. That's like, what are you gonna do at that point?
Right.
You only have 3 players that had less than that, so it's gonna be tough. But I guess the hardest thing for you guys is is it hard sometimes to know how refs are going to call games then? Because like you were saying, how refs called that game differently. Like, are you able to adjust to that, or how does that work?
It's definitely challenging. I mean, I think refs kind of let you know off the bat how the game's gonna be called with through the first media.
Yeah.
Like last game we had NJIT. I had 2 quick ones. Amari had 2 quick ones. You know what I'm saying? But that all happened within the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And that's definitely annoying. I mean, most of our games though, I feel like in conference they kind of let us play. Let the games be physical. As that's the kind of team that we have. But yeah, it's definitely challenging when the refs trying to manage the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually when you get to January, basketball becomes a lot more physical.
Yeah, I mean, conference play.
Than the beginning of the season. So,
do you think they changed how they ref because of that, or?
I just think, kind of like us performance-wise, like we ease into the season stuff. Just get used to playing games. The refs do the same thing as well. Gotcha. I mean, they're performing as well.
So you think they're they're more focused in conference play than out of conference play.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're in a better groove, all that stuff, and they know tendencies more of like how teams play, like what happens, all that stuff. So
you think the refs look at the teams before, like when they
absolutely,
they've said that,
and they look at like how many free throws this guy average or how many free throws he usually shoot a game.
But they'll also look at stuff like if you shoot the ball, do you kick your legs out or not? Like they'll look at stuff like that. So,
yeah, I know for us, like, a lot of the refs have like open conversations with like say me or Amari because they've seen like us play before. You know what I'm saying? Like in conference, so they kind of know what we do and our style of play. So, like for example, in the last game, it was like the one ref was just telling me just don't even like touch the guy. So I'm not because he wasn't trying to foul me out. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, which I mess with. I think that's cool to have that kind of relationship with refs, but. No, they definitely they might skew some games though.
I've never seen
a little bit of tampering.
That was
there might have been some tampering at UMBC.
Whoa! All right, that's a bold clip right there.
44 free throws. This might be some tampering.
That is crazy.
They put it on. Yeah, Vegas.
I mean, think about it. I mean, there's games. It's not likely that have finished with 44 points. Very unlikely.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. A team wins with 0 field goals made and all free throws. That'd be crazy. But real quickly, don't really want to talk about this game much more. 3 stars of the game, had Byron at 3, Amir Lindsay at 2, very efficient scorer, and then one Amari. I think this was Amari's greatest game this year.
So far, 25.
Yeah. The JT game now?
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that, right?
Oh, we're on the UMBC game?
Yeah, UMBC.
That's kind of, I want to get rid of that. I don't want It's
Yeah.
quick. All right, now we're in NJIT. Now, NJIT, I mean, I said this to Wick before the game happened, and I'm pretty impressed. I said that this was going to be pretty much similar to the UNH game, and I think it was like a 5 or 6 point difference, but it seemed like it was going to be a very defensive battle because, I mean, NJIT is known for that one-dimensional offense with Tariq Francis, and I mean, you guys did a great job in the last few minutes with Tariq Francis. It seemed like he had nowhere to go with the ball. He was struggling and pretty much got shut down. A quick shout out here I have to give to Amari. Amari did a great job with Robinson. Robinson was a non-factor that game, and he's he's one of their best players in the team. So to be able to get him, I think he had 4 points, maybe
4 points, 4
we did shut
rebounds.
him down.
Yeah,
3 turnovers.
I think honestly that was probably Amari's best defensive game that I've seen.
Yeah, he's been getting better defensively as the season's been going on too. So shout out to Ray.
The one thing that did surprise me that I'll put as a con here was points in the paint. Usually you guys are very heavy with points in the paint. I don't know if it was like a defensive scheme. I mean offensive scheme that you guys didn't want to shoot as much in the paint, but usually you guys are in the 30 and 40s with that.
We've been seeing zone like a lot.
A lot.
4 or 5 games.
Teams,
so.
Didn't they come out in zone?
They
came out in
JIT
zone.
came out in zone. Then
zone.
they went to this 2-3 zone into a man. And I mean, the open shot was the kick out 3. So we knocked them down. And I mean, yeah.
So the change in defense was what caused less points in the paint.
Yeah, the teams are trying to load up against us.
Yeah.
Because we got guys who can get to the, play around the basket well.
Especially Fro. That was NJIT that like started doubling you, or is that UMBC? That was UMBC.
UMBC, yeah.
Off the catch. Right away,
off the catch?
Off the catch.
Off the rip. First play of the game.
Bad work. At the 3-point line.
Now, I remember when Maine, when that high 3-2.
Yeah.
It was at Maine.
Yeah.
Yo, they had that 3-2 out by like the battle line. It was crazy.
The thing is, once we figure out the zone stuff and start killing teams in zone, like
hard to guard.
Because nobody wants to guard us, man.
Yeah,
they can't guard us, man. We have too many guys that can do too many things. So that's why all these teams are sitting in zone. So we got our 3-point percentage up a little bit. Start playing better zone offense. Score a lot of points.
Absolutely.
So. Offense has never been the worry for me. It's always been.
I mean, my second con in that game was 3-point percentage. I think, what was it, in the 20s, 30s?
29%.
Yeah, 29%. Usually I think it has to be at least 35.
Yeah, 35 plus.
Sure. So that's one thing, that could have been better. But at the end of the day, I mean, you guys woke up defensively, and that's all that you guys needed to do.
Right.
Because I don't know if it's because they're a one-dimensional team, because I don't know how many teams would have been in that, like, what did they score? 50?
62.
62?
Yeah, 62, 68.
Which is like a hard, it's a hard in the American East to hold a team to 62. I mean, if you guys hold every team to 62, you guys went out. So,
exactly.
I think offensively, you guys were given a little bit of a leeway here because they only scored 62. So I don't know how many wins 72 points would get. So I think if 3-point shooting increases, then I think that'll be huge for you guys. Especially because you guys pointed out that they're going to start guarding that points in the paint, guarding the paint more. So it's gonna have to switch your offense. You think that's gonna be more hard for you guys to adjust to, or are you guys ready for it?
I think we have the stuff in play to execute against the zone. It's just whether or not we're making shots. To be honest with you, so
yeah, for real.
Another thing is if we're hitting shots, then they're gonna have to play man. So it's kind of shot making is what it all is gonna come down to for us. To be honest.
Yeah, and obviously the biggest pro from UMBC to NJIT had to be free throws. I mean,
yeah.
Big improvement there.
Brutal lesson, but we learned it. So,
yeah, and then obviously the second half I think was a great improvement at JIT. I mean, it was pretty much like the opposite of UMBC. It was, I don't know if you guys felt differently because of that game.
Yeah. I mean, fresh off that UMBC game, we were saying at halftime, we remember what happened last game. So we got to come out first 4 minutes very strong. That's been something we've been trying to work on, coming out stronger at halftime.
And the last thing I want to touch on is that's the last con I have here is just the closeouts, because at the 6-minute mark you guys were, I think, losing by 1, and then at the 3-minute mark I think it was a 4-point game. So you guys had big leads in the second half. So I think that one improvement has to be being able to close out games quicker.
Yeah. Keep leads, extend it. Yeah.
I don't want to give too many people heart attacks. Okay, so stars of the game here. Third star had to give to Amir because of mostly because of the defensive work he did on Robinson. I mean, if Robin scores 10 more points, you guys lose the game. So, or would be tied. If he scores 11 more points, you guys lose the game. So I think that's important. And then second, I gave it to DeMar. I think DeMar rebounding and scoring the ball was very efficient. I mean, he was a very efficient player on the court. And then number 1, I give it to Amir Lindsay, who's been, since he's got the upgraded minutes, has been very efficient shooting the ball. Usually 60, 70%. So if you're shooting 67%, it's, can't do much better than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hooping.
That was a good game for him.
Getting back to his floaters, he's shooting the ball with confidence. It's good to see. Yeah. It's the stuff we saw all summer long, so it's nice to see him finally hoop with that type of confidence in the games.
He seems like currently right now the best 3-point shooter. I mean, he's been killing it.
I think he's shooting almost 40%.
Yeah, he might have the highest percentage.
Yeah, almost 40%.
Yeah.
I could see that changing. I could see, people having their nights and stuff like that. We saw Kenai against Dartmouth absolutely light it up.
Yeah.
All right, and next game you guys have is Saturday is against Binghamton. This was a huge win you guys had on away against them, so I think we're expected to win here because, I mean, you know how hard it is to play away in conference play. It's one of the hardest things to do in basketball, especially in college. So I think you guys definitely have the win here, and I think it's a must-needed win here to get back into the top 3 here. I mean, Vermont just got killed, which has been huge. So that third spot is very, very open.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So no, this is a big game for us. Also a big purple growl, you know what I'm saying? That's a big
get the shirt.
Event. Yeah, get your growl, ready to growl and all that. So But no, it's definitely a big game for us. But we get this one. We're in what, 6th right now? I think 5th or 6th place.
Yeah.
So we move up the ranks. We want to host a home game. That's what we're striving for. Top 4.
And that top 4 spot's very open.
And
Absolutely.
It's important to realize the game you guys have after that, which is at Bryant, which is not a game that anybody really wants to play because Bryant's undefeated in conference play, and they've been killing teams.
Yeah, no,
they've been absolutely dominating. Pinzone's been dominating. Earl Timberlake has been great since he's been in college basketball. Former Kane, I think.
Yeah. Freshman year in Miami.
So, you really want to win in Bing, so it's not as much pressure against at Bryant. So I think it's a huge game for you guys.
Yeah, and you talk about how hard it is to win away games, but it's also hard to beat a team twice. So
yeah, absolutely.
Especially since they know what we're gonna do and we know what they're gonna do. Like we know they're sitting in that zone that they sat in last time. So it's gonna be a very chess match type of game, I feel like.
Yeah.
Next segment we have here is the national championship in college football. Absolutely awful first half for Notre Dame. They came out super flat, but tried to make the comeback. Greathouse did everything he could, converting multiple 4th downs, getting multiple touchdowns. But, that Ohio State backfield and receiver, that offense, Ohio State was just so stacked this season. What I was most impressed was Judkins. Judkins finished with 100 yards, 3 touchdowns, and surprisingly, it was 3rd in carries. Was more carries by Will Howard, the quarterback, and by Trayvon Henderson. So
Judkins had a pretty good playoff, I think. Pretty good college football playoff run. He was hooping.
I think this was a huge game for Ryan Day because I'll admit it. I've always been I've always been very hard on him because of those Michigan games. Losing 5 in a row is brutal. So I wish, I'm curious with those OSU fans out there. If you guys are watching this, comment down below. Would you have rather beat Michigan and lost the national championship or won the national championship like you did and lost to Michigan?
I've seen TikToks and Instagram reels about people asking Ohio State fans this. A lot of people say beat Michigan.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is okay,
it's
I
crazy.
get that, but a national championship, that's the whole goal.
But I will say, for the players' perspective, that's got to be the coolest thing ever. When your rivalry is that big, that it's a national championship level game, I think every college player prays for those rivalries.
That is true. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and another shout I got to give to Jeremiah Smith, 7 receptions, 80+ yards, touchdown. As a freshman.
Florida boy.
Is he even 18 yet?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he's
18. He's got to be.
I think he got in it when he arrived on campus. He was 17.
Yeah, he was. I don't know when he turned 18. I don't know if Ryan Williams 18.
Just insane.
Yeah, I think Ryan Williams graduated a year early. I don't know if he did. But yeah, it's crazy how young these guys are, receiver especially, and just absolutely dominating. One thing I was really surprised with Notre Dame is you have a running back in Jeremiah. You have is it Jeremiah Love? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You have running back in Jeremiah Love, who's 1,000+ yards, 17 touchdowns, gets 4 carries for 5 yards. I don't know why they didn't let him go. I know they were trailing big early on, but their quarterback had 17 rushes. Might as well just put him in the backfield at that point. 17 rushes for a QB is insane. They might as well call him a running back at that point. But that game, honestly, Notre Dame has a new coach, so you could put it on that. But, it's tough because, you're going to lose your quarterback because he's going to the draft, and you really don't have anybody to replace him. So they're up in the air next season. Ohio State is still another team that's also going to be losing a lot of talent to the draft. So
what year is Will Howard?
Will Howard, he's the NFL. He declared.
He declared? Okay.
Yeah.
So, they're both losing their quarterbacks. Ohio State's losing 2 running backs, which is crazy to think about.
Ohio State always has a
they're really low.
So I don't think they're too worried.
Well, Trevor Henderson's been that running back forever. I don't even know if I remember the running back before him, but last season they had Audric Estime, who's another big running back, and then Jeremiah Love. They've always been able to produce running backs and tight ends. So, I'm sure they'll be back, but I'm sure Ryan Day's ready for that Michigan game next year to cap off his comeback. They hate him. A lot of people hate Ryan Day, so he still gotta fix his image there. There's an interesting one I have here is, do you guys think Stafford will retire after this season? Well, the season's over, so do you think Stafford's going to retire here?
Still got it in him. I don't think he should.
I don't think he should either. He still got it.
Yeah. I saw a video of what's the Nolan Smith, the linebacker from the Eagles. He was doing an interview talking about the Rams playoff game, and he was saying like Matthew Stafford threw a ball like near his helmet, and he just heard it like zip past. Like he heard the ball like zip past, and it's like he said he has like the strongest arm he's ever played against and stuff like that. So Matthew Stafford's definitely still got it, and he has the receiving core to in the offense and the young defense to like still have that hope of like making a run in the playoffs and winning another Super Bowl. So I think he still has a lot to play for.
Yeah, I mean, you have Puka Nacua is like 23, top elite receiver, and then running back Kyron Williams is like a lead back that's young. They do have a decently young offense for how good they are. But the one thing I will say here is I do think he should have a few years left, but I do think they should draft a quarterback this season and then develop him like the Packers did with Jordan Love. I just don't know how he's going to feel about it because, I mean, Aaron Rodgers was very upset when Jordan Love was drafted because you're kind of letting them know that, all right, buddy, time's almost up. But, I mean, this team just seems like they'll be so good for so long if they're able to get a quarterback next. So I think it would be a problem if they don't think about that because, 3 years down the line, he retires. You know, like, who we got?
And you'll have all your like young players right now, like in their prime.
Yeah, you have prime Nacua, prime Kyron Williams. So I think it makes sense for them to draft a quarterback here because I mean they don't even need anything else. I mean it's a good team.
I think Cooper Kupp might have to go though.
Yeah, I mean he's old. He's like 31, 32. So I can definitely see him.
Yeah, if he walks this offseason, I wouldn't be surprised. But
I think he goes.
They have a good reputation of getting good wide receivers at that.
Yeah,
getting big players in. I think it's their defense that makes the difference. They're a very young defense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have Sam Darnold there, but you guys have them keeping Stafford. So where do you guys think Sam Darnold's going to go?
I mean, the Vikings have to re-sign him after this year.
There's no way. They don't even look like they want to re-sign him. I mean, you just drafted J.J. McCarthy in the first round.
That is true.
You're really going to pay Darnold $45+ million for multiple years. Because think about it, as a player, there's no way Darnold takes a 1-year deal. It would make no sense.
Yeah, he just had a
gets
year.
hurt.
He has to have like a 3-4.
He's going to want like a 3 to 5 year deal. And at that point, you're telling JJ, like, all right, buddy, you're a backup quarterback now. We drafted you, top 5?
Right.
Yeah. So there's no way you can do that. Personally, this might sound crazy, but I would just trade JJ. I mean, because quarterbacks are the hardest position in football to get right. And Darnold fits with that offense, knows that offense. You don't know what's going to happen once the game starts with how JJ fits in that offense. And, I mean, they looked like probably, they were a top 3 team in the NFC. So you don't want to lose that because of a quarterback change. But
the only thing is you don't want to do what the Giants did with Daniel Jones, won a playoff game, and then he's absolutely butt after that. Just a 1-year wonder. So
how many football teams do you like again?
Bro, I like 2 teams, and you know why?
That was enough.
Those teams, okay?
That was enough.
Okay, for sure.
See, no, I'm gonna go back with you a little on that. I thought the Giants season was a fluke even in the playoffs. I mean, they had the easiest schedule in the NFL, and I mean, they didn't look explosive. I mean, you had no Giants receivers going for 100 yards every game.
What was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember. What was that, 2 years ago?
It was 2021.
Golden years.
You still think about that a lot? I'm sure.
Nah, I really don't.
Probably watch a lot of TikTok edits.
Nope.
Good old days.
What used to be. Word.
It was a fluke, bro. It was a fluke.
Yeah, I think it was a fluke season, and I think that another thing you have to look is how that playoff game went.
But on the bigger and better things, Cam Ward will be my quarterback next season. Malik Neighbors will be my wide receiver.
He's not dropping to 3 though.
He is, bro.
He's not dropping.
He's
coming to the Giants.
It's gonna be a Brown, I think.
I don't want Shador. I really don't, honestly.
I don't think.
Well, he's not going to be there either. You're going to have to get like Travis Hunter.
Travis
Hunter's going 1.
He's
yeah,
going 1.
I think he's to be a Titan.
Titans are going to draft a quarterback. If they don't, then
I mean, Will Levis is 25. I think they're going to give him another year.
He's not good though. He is not good.
I think they're going to give him 1 more year and try to get Arch next season or Nico Amaleva. Sorry, Nico.
They're taking Travis Hunter 1, And then number 2.
Why would they take Travis Hunter 1? They need a quarterback.
That's what they said. They said
They did.
generational
They did
talent.
say
The Titans said they're taking Travis Hunter.
They love Travis Hunter. Like every
taking
insider
Travis.
is saying that Travis Hunter, the Titans absolutely love him.
Who did the Browns get?
They get Cam Ward. Cam Ward 100%. They are in love with him. And I mean, Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles again.
Yeah.
So he's done for another
And
year.
on top of that, he's just not good at football anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I miss those Clemson days and those
Texans, yeah.
Texans. Yeah.
Before he started being suspicious.
It's crazy. Karma. Yeah, karma.
Yup.
But what I was gonna say was, I mean, in that second playoff game with the Giants, we knew they were frauds. They lost by like 50 or 40.
Did they play in that game?
What?
Philly.
Yeah, Philly. And Philly smoked it was over in the first quarter. But that's what I'm saying here. The Vikings still looked like a very good football team that just lost the game. There's a difference there.
That's true.
So I think I think Sam Darnold is a system quarterback, but I think in the right system he can succeed.
And this is the right system.
Yeah. I mean, look
I
at Nick
agree.
Foles won a Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, that's clear. Nick Foles no elite quarterback, so you don't need to be elite to win a Super Bowl. I mean, that offense, you got Jay Jettas, Jordan Addison,
Right.
Aaron Jones, a solid running back, TJ Hawkinson, awesome tight end in tight end university with Iowa. So, and their defense is insane, probably best defense in the NFL. So, them or the Eagles, I mean, would have to be one or two. But to bring up the Eagles, we'll talk about the NFC and AFC conference championship games that just happened. This is where it goes back. This is where Zane starts to lose his words.
How do you feel? What's going on?
I'm not mad at all. I'm just sad the journey's over. That's how I feel. I mean,
That's like a
no, that's real though. Like,
no,
we
that's
didn't-
like
we
a
didn't-
Dr. Seuss quote right there. When they say, don't smile because it's over. And laugh because
It was a good
happened.
run.
Yeah.
it was a good
I mean, we didn't expect to be in this position whatsoever. So just being here for the first time in my lifetime, I was just very happy to just enjoy the moments and watching games late January. So and watching Jaden Daniels do his thing. Bro, how many games did your team win this year? Like 4?
I didn't even pay attention
Word.
halfway through the season.
yeah,
bro.
he stopped. He wasn't even watching the NFL this year, so it's
Now I was watching NFL. I just wasn't watching the
I
Giants.
hate to say it,
watching
though.
I just
JD5.
wasn't watching the
He's
Giants.
watching JD5. Yeah.
I was.
Yep.
I was watching a lot of JD5.
Yep. Come over. Commanders. Yep. Make the transition.
there's room on the wagon.
I don't know, man. Commander. It depends on who we draft.
Huh?
I'll get back to you on that. Depending on who we draft.
I had a dream, and you're going to hate this dream. I had a dream the Giants selected Jackson Dart, top 5. And
Okay.
every Giants fan just started
He
freaking
said that's
out.
a bad dream.
I lived that one up.
I'm just saying, I mean, they reached on Jones big time. Daniel Jones was a late first-round pick. I mean, that was probably the
Terrible
worst
pick.
quarterback class ever.
Sad when you know Lamar Jackson was in the draft too.
Not that draft.
I think he was. He was second round.
20?
No,
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 he
he was
wasn't.
the
That was
last pick of the-
No.
he was
He
like-
was 2018. He was the same draft
Yeah.
class as Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Josh Rosen, Chosen Rosen. Zane, it must have felt great for you to, with Dan Snyder, just absolutely just.
And for the
in
longest
face.
time, like watching Redskins game growing up with my dad, he instilled, like, my dad used to go crazy over the games, and then it got to a certain point where he just had no hope for the franchise at all because of Dan Snyder, and that was instilled in me. So when it came to every season, it was just like, all right, like, we're never going to do anything with Dan Snyder in the front office. So once he left, I finally got my hope up again, and this is what we do the first year after he left. So.
Yeah, it's an absolute
It's
hate
crazy.
crime what he's done to the DMV.
Oh,
Like
it's
what
terrible.
he did during his time, he should be in jail.
Single-handedly. like,
Single-handedly
ruined,
should
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, FedEx Field is awful. I went there last
Terrible.
season,
Terrible.
and like I'm telling you, like I was like, what was it called? I tore my I don't know, I tore a ligament in my leg, had to get surgery and everything because how bad that stadium
That's
was.
crazy.
That might be on you.
No,
Yeah.
those,
I
you see
wouldn't-
those railings? Their railings are
it's-
super
yeah.
suspicious, and I just,
I don't think you were getting treatment.
yeah, I need Dean to help me with that. Dean got me right.
Nah, I remember.
Did you go see D?
Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush. Take your time.
I remember growing up though, like listening to radio shows, like in the car with my dad, And there's a handful of times where like the people are always talking about how bad the Redskins field looked on TV.
Oh yeah,
it'd always be brown and stuff like that, and we would never get enough fans to fill out the whole stadium. So like they started like putting like FedEx colors, like just like tarps over the seats and the nosebleeds.
That's crazy.
They seemed
the
like
traffic getting in there is awful. Like everything about it was just awful.
So is that what makes you? That's what makes you a Steelers fan? That's why you picked. That's why you picked the Steelers too,
bro. I root for both teams. I told you.
Come on, bro.
I always thought it was interesting how
That's
we root
not-
for
that's
the
not a
Steelers.
problem.
Come on.
Ravens territory.
Steelers and
Bro, I grew up watching Steelers games with my mom.
Commanders?
Go to Steelers games.
How do you
with
have
my
two
mom.
teams?
My mom's from
That's crazy.
Pittsburgh. That's not crazy.
2 teams. You can only pick one, bro.
All right, say that to Coach Weitzel
Who does he like? He likes the Bills, doesn't he?
and the Packers. He grew up liking the Packers.
No, he
And then
doesn't.
Buffalo
I've never heard him
Bills.
support the Packers.
he's a Packers fan too.
I gotta
I
see
could be a
that.
fan of two teams, especially if they're in two different conferences.
Yeah, I think that's a big factor.
Okay, so that's like me liking the Giants and the Jets. That's like me liking the Giants and the
Dame.
There's
Jets.
a lot of fans like that.
Yeah, I like the Jets and the
Dang,
Giants.
also, like growing up, like I grew up watching these games with my parents. So like
There has to be a number one and
Well,
number
that
two,
one,
though. I don't think you like, if they play each other, you have to pick one.
people always ask me if they play each other in the Super Bowl. I'm always like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
bro.
You wouldn't know? You gotta pick one, bro.
That is
Come on,
fine,
bro.
No, I actually wouldn't know.
Which is
That's not-
crazy because the Steelers have a great.
That's not fair to the
No, no, no,
sport.
no. Listen,
That's not fair to the sport.
When they played in 2020, I think, when they played in 2020, the Steelers were 11-0. And I was rooting for the Washington football team at that time because I was like, the Steelers need a loss. Their 11-0 is fluke. It'd be more
That was a
beneficial.
fluke season.
It'd be more beneficial for the Washington football team to win that game. This year, I was rooting for the Steelers because it'd be more beneficial for them because they had a harder schedule to then win that game. So that's how I approach it.
All right.
So Dame, hop off.
One question I
what?
do have for you is, what do you think about their logo
OD.
now?
Oh,
Compare-
it sucks.
Yeah, I like their. This is a hot take. I really like their Redskins logo. I mean, I thought it was
So
nice.
fire. The Redskins logo is so
I
fire.
thought it was nice. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw what happened to the Rocky Balboa statue. They put some Commanders gear on there.
I was looking into that. Apparently, it was just like this random Packers fan that was in Philly that did it.
What I will say though is they put the Redskins merch on there and it looked fire. So shout out to the Packers fan because I mean, I think it would look way worse. They put the Washington football team logo on there.
I agree.
That was probably the worst
Redskins
logo.
logo is classic. And my problem was like the logo was never the problem. It was the name. So I feel like there was some way we could have kept the logo and switched the name to whatever. But having the logo, at least keeping the identity at that.
Seminoles, let's go, Florida State, baby, let's do it. The Washington Seminoles.
Probably not.
You can keep the same logo. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be the Chiefs because it's the Chiefs.
Oh, I've thought about this.
So what name would it be?
Red Hawks.
Red Hawks?
That's a Native American tribe too.
The Washington Red Hawks.
Washington Red Hawks.
Keep the
I feel like
red
that sounds
in
like a
there.
high school team. That's the problem.
But keep
the Red Hawks, you know what I'm saying?
You keep the red in the name. You got to keep the logo, and it has to do with the Native American culture. So
That's crazy. The Rocky.
We should make
You're
it.
lucky, yeah. But that's bad luck though. Like that's a thing. Like
Yeah.
every team that's done it to Rocky Balboa, that team has lost.
Yeah, it still continues.
Yeah.
Fortunately. One game I have to say about this though is Saquon. Saquon did Saquon things. How does that feel?
How does that
Giants
feel?
fan? How do you feel?
Honestly, like
curious.
no.
Saquon.
In all honesty, at first I'm like, bro, I hate it. Every time he goes for it, I hate it. I hate it. But I saw him do that Tom Brady interview yesterday when he won the Player of the Game. He looked so happy, man. I was just like, bro, I gotta support him, bro. I just gotta be happy for you, bro. I don't want the Eagles to win, but
Yeah.
like it comes to a point where I'm just like, all right, bro, just go off, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I get it.
Also, he would not do that behind the Giants so long.
yeah,
either, so
yeah,
it's
he
not
wouldn't.
like-
So go be great, bro.
yeah.
Can't really. He ain't got paid, bro. So it's like,
One thing I will say, the reason I don't think you're allowed to hate him is because I mean, you guys didn't want him. I mean, you guys didn't even
Pick
offer.
Daniel Jones over him.
Yeah,
Daniel
he did
Jones
actually. That was
got
actually the
released
debating
midway into the
factor.
season.
If you would have kept Saquon, you would have had got rid of Daniel Jones, which you already did. So if you would have, if Daniel Jones was cut or traded, then you would have kept Saquon.
Imagine I could have had Shador and Saquon in the backfield. Oh,
nah. I don't
And
think so.
neighbors,
Like
come
that.
on, you gotta put
And
neighbors in
oh,
there too.
that stinks.
That would be a huge top three.
I'll tell you that though. We do have a great. number
Well, if
one
they could
receiver.
tank right, you could have got Cam Ward.
We have a great number one receiver.
I said if they could have tanked
yeah.
right, they would have got Cam Ward.
Can't even do
Can't
that
even
right.
tank
Yeah.
the right way.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
They've
the
done that
Colts-
multiple times, I think. They did with Malik Neighbors too, but it worked out that way.
I don't think they've ever had the number one pick.
No, not that I remember.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever had. They have had Eli Manning, who was the #1 pick, got traded to them, but they've never actually had the #1 pick.
No, I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. #1 pick from the
If they have, it was like
they
4
love
years
winning
ago.
meaningless games. It's like their thing,
Yeah.
tradition.
Yeah, 1951 and 1965.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Nowhere, yeah.
Who it was. One thing I also will say about the Eagles, I was impressed with AJ Brown. He was struggling the last 2 games. Had like 1 or 2 receptions in both games, like 20, 30 yards. Absolutely did nothing. This game, 7 or 9 receptions, like 80 yards, touchdown, killed it. So
The thing is, it was because there's just too much to stop on that Eagles offense.
and I hate
First
this.
play of the game, Saquon 60-yard touchdown. So it's like, okay, we've got to stop the run game. Then the passing game opens up.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts starts scrambling for touchdowns, and it's like, what do you stop? So
I mean, the Commanders also have an awful defense. I mean,
I wouldn't say awful. I would say mediocre.
I mean,
D
put it
line. I
this
like the
way.
D line. Jonathan
If they had a
Allen.
good defense, I think that they would have won that game. I really do. I think you let a 200 yards to a running back. That's insane. I don't even remember the last running back that ran for 200 yards.
I think your corners were piss poor too in that game. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, it was a defensive change because Saquon ran for.
Obviously
I
that
mean,
too. But
so they
Marshawn and Mike Sanders got cooked. Yeah, I thought Marshawn Lattimore should have shadowed AJ Brown. That's something that they didn't do because every time Sanders was on AJ Brown,
I feel like every time Jalen Hurts threw the ball, I mean, it was a completion damn near.
and he had so much time.
So much time.
Yeah,
So
he
much
did.
time.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
just
he
saying
did.
because I think Daniels played well. I really do. I think he wasn't any of the reason.
He's the best.
Why?
He's the best quarterback in the NFC East.
Well, that's not a really hard argument there. I mean, who else do you have in the NFC? Wait,
I mean, obviously, I think people would like
wait,
Jalen
you got
Hurts.
Hurts. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Definitely.
I think
I was thinking
Jaden
of the other
Daniels is better than
Bro,
Jalen
I
Hurts.
swear,
I
like,
think he's overrated.
Jaden Daniels
I think
doesn't.
he's too many good players around him.
Jaden Daniels doesn't really make mistakes. Like
He doesn't.
doesn't.
Really
He's
doesn't.
accurate, quick release, good.
I say
arm.
don't jinx it though, because you know
Yeah,
the
facts.
CJ Stroud.
Facts.
You know.
Wow, that's
That's true.
he's had dealt with injuries. I don't know.
Yes, but
I don't know.
Jaden Daniels. I mean,
And
I'm not gonna
he's
say
slippery,
Jaden Daniels
yeah.
has nothing because Terry McLaurin's still like a
Wow,
great
yeah,
weapon.
no, Tyron's a beast.
Terry McLaurin's a beast, but like the Jaden Daniels doesn't have nearly as much as Jalen Hurts, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, we made De'Ami
Shoot,
Brown.
even Aaron Rodgers.
But
We
that
made
no,
De'Ami Brown and Zacchaeus look like legit wide receiver.
I-
Zach
I
Ertz-
wouldn't say
Zach
legit.
Ertz was
I
in his
think
prime.
Jaden Daniels, why?
There's some.
I think
games that
Jaden
they
Daniels is
really-
the only reason they're doing well.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
look what they did last year.
100%.
They were nobody.
100%.
McLaurin.
I mean,
has
I
been
think it's a
great
lot
with
of
anybody.
things. That's
Yeah,
why we're
facts.
doing
Yeah.
well. But
I genuinely think you take Jaden Daniels out of this offense, they're probably the worst team in the NFL. Top 3 worst. I really
Not a
think
bad
he
take.
absolutely changed that
not a bad
offense.
take at all.
Not a
And
bad
they're-
take.
And their defense isn't that good. So if you put it this way, you put Daniel Jones on the Commanders.
Were you saying our
I
defense
don't know
was
if they
bad
win a
after
game.
the 5 turnovers against Detroit?
Well, what did you say?
I said, were you saying our defense was bad after the 5 turnovers against Detroit?
I think your defense was just didn't have a good season. I mean, you can't say one game's gonna make a defense good, right? I mean, Detroit's a great offense, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, I also think Jaden Daniels helps the defense because of how good he does
yeah,
himself.
you stay on the field a lot.
So,
longer, yeah.
I think if Jaden Daniels isn't perfect, your defense looks a lot worse. And I think that's what happened there. Also, yeah, but great game you guys had against Detroit. But I mean, there's no way that I think this defense was good enough to win a Super Bowl. Like, I don't think,
That's
put
fair.
it this way, fourth quarter, they're not stopping Mahomes. Let's be honest here. They're not stopping Josh
100%,
Allen.
Yeah, if we saw the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
So it doesn't matter at that point. The whole point is to win a Super Bowl. So if you don't win the Super Bowl, then that's.
But to be in the Super Bowl is just.
Yeah, but I don't.
That's
enough.
enough.
That's winning it.
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't think your defense is good enough to make it to the Super Bowl, which they lost. But
Yeah, they weren't.
I-
55 points.
I mean, put it this way.
Yeah,
Let's put it this way: the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs. I think those 3 I can confidently say would have destroyed that defense.
Yeah.
At least,
Yeah. agree.
theoretically.
Yeah.
But what I will say about that is those are 3 out of the 4 teams left. So, I mean, that's why I think they're not good enough to be in that Super Bowl.
I'd agree.
But at the end of the day, still a great season. I still think. I mean, I know you're on that train with De'Ami Brown and.
I mean, I'm
I was
not saying
curious,
that they're.
but I still
great.
think
I'm
they-
just saying they've had like career years this year because of Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's because of Jaden Daniels. So he gets all the credit for that. Like, I think you're right what you said about Jane Daniels over Hurts, because I mean Hurts has never had a good INT to touchdown ratio. It's usually like
he's a game manager.
Yeah, I mean he's great at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
But
1 yard situation.
I mean, if you put a lot of quarterbacks on Eagles offense, I think they would absolutely
Like imagine if they switch places, Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts.
I feel like it's a very 49ers
you put
situation.
Jane Daniels on the Eagles, they're Super Bowl winners. They'd be
Guarantee
the best team in the league by far.
Guarantee.
They're not going defeated. Actually,
It's like the whole 49ers situation. Like Jimmy Garoppolo's not a good quarterback.
Neither is
but
Purdy.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a hot take.
Purdy's solid.
I think he's
I don't
okay.
think I don't think
he had a
he's
bad year
He's
this
solid.
year.
He's solid.
He's
He's okay. I don't think he's like. I think he's top 15.
Yeah,
I don't think he's
but
top
the
10.
situation and the
Mhm.
weapons just make
But
them better.
Look at him this year. What, 5 wins, 6 wins? You know, maybe. I mean, they
Completely
did
fell
awful this year because CMC wasn't CMC and IU got hurt. But I mean,
Even before that, Ayuk and Debo did nothing.
Yeah,
Trust
exactly.
Me, I did both of them on my fantasy.
Oh yeah,
Not fun.
Devo loves to do that when I draft him. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like and Ayuk.
I thought it was his year, man. I thought he was about to pop off.
Ayuk, I blame for missing training camp. I think that's what made him have a rough season to start. But yeah, that 49ers, I don't feel good about them next year because I mean, what have they showed us? I mean, CMC looked like he's done. Like his Achilles are gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he's going to return. And they seem like a lot of question marks there. But still talking about that Eagles game. Last thing, because we go to the next game here, is they were 100% in the red zone. That was also a big factor. I mean, you have to get a red zone stop.
3 turnovers for 21 points also hurts. So.
Oh yeah, them fumbles. Yeah, they
fumbles
hurt.
are bad. Yeah.
All right, gonna go to the other game here. Mahomes beats Josh Allen again. How many years in a row? You know, four every year. You know,
It's like Harden and the Warriors.
Yeah, I seen that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rockets Harden. Yeah.
Rockets Harden and the Warriors.
That's a good NBA NFL comparison.
Yeah.
Harden
No
and
matter
Josh
how
Allen.
good you play. Sorry.
Yep,
Not good
sorry
enough.
about
Not enough.
I don't just feel bad for Josh Allen. I feel bad for their fans.
at least Josh Allen's gonna.
Now, honestly, like sometimes,
There we
like
go.
Josh Allen has had chances to win those games.
He has.
He has
Well,
had the chances.
one, I'll give him a break. I forgot what year it was. It was like 45. Like they scored like I think I remember
It was the field goal game.
it was the game where Josh Allen scored the touchdown, right? And then Mahomes had the ball with like 40 seconds left.
13.
Yeah, it was a field goal.
3 timeouts, yeah.
Absolutely. What are you gonna do? 40 seconds left. Have the lead. You should have won the game. So that one I'll give him an excuse. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people could say refs this, refs that, but yeah, I mean, Josh Allen has to win the game. It doesn't matter how good your stats are if you don't win the game.
I'd honestly put critique on that defense. The Chiefs' offense has not been good this year by any means.
See, the thing about the Chiefs'
They let up
offense
32 points.
is it seems like they're as good as they need to be. As weird as that sounds.
100%.
So
that's why they lost one game this year, and they've scored 15, 19 points.
So I don't criticize their offense because of that. Because at the end of the day, they win games.
Yeah.
So you can't really critique anything if they win. You know, I mean,
this is their first game this year that they've scored 30 points. So, I mean,
That's
Patrick
the only game
Mahomes
they
is
needed
Patrick
to, you know?
Mahomes, but they definitely just do enough.
They're gonna need to bring it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
it just seems like Mahomes has that next gear when they're in close games and just gets that extra touchdown, that extra 5 yards, whatever they need. Even though now Pacheco looks gone, so it's just great that Kareem Hunt is able to step up.
Injuries. It's all right. Injuries, man. Injuries suck, man.
Yeah. If I'm the Chiefs, you got to re-sign her. You got to re-sign Hunt after how Pacheco's been playing, just to, play it safe here. This might be a situation where Pacheco may be done. We'll see. Hopefully he's not. But anyway, Kelsey, very quiet that game. 2 receptions, 19 yards. I think he should just retire at this point, especially he wins.
Why you think everybody should retire?
What?
You said about Matthew Stafford. You was like, you should retire. Travis Kelce, you should retire.
Well, no, I didn't say Stafford should retire. I said they should draft somebody.
Nah, I did hear someone say, who was it? Someone said today that, I think Travis Kelce should retire. It was Dean.
Dean
Dean did say that. Dean was like, I think he should just retire. I was like, what?
Kelsey should retire. He's been awful. He hasn't been that good this year.
He hasn't.
And the Chiefs have no weapon, so he should have been great this year. And 2, He's about if he won the third Super Bowl in a row, what else does he need? He's 36.
And
People forget he's 36.
The same argument.
That is true. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
Did
hope
it all.
they kill the Eagles.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a hot take.
I do too. Yeah.
I hate. Oh
I
my
do
god, I
too.
hate the Eagles, and I hate the Eagles fans.
People hate the Chiefs.
Eagles fans are. I'm a Chiefs fan for the next 2 weeks.
I'm a Chiefs fan too, man.
Wow.
I'm a Chiefs
shocked.
fan.
A lot of people want Mahomes to go down. A lot of people are jealous, but
I
that's
hate
not here.
I hate
no.
Philly. I hate the Eagles.
And I think everyone in the world, if there was 2 Super Bowl like picks that everyone did not want, it would be
It's the
these
Chiefs
teams.
and Eagles.
It's these teams.
100%.
Only person that pleases they are. You know, we're gonna and it's like a rematch too.
Yeah.
And
That's the one exciting thing. Last time they played against each other in the Super Bowl was a very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean that's the last time
That
Kadarius Toney was good. So it's been a decent amount of time. Last thing I want to say: do you guys think Josh Allen could win a ring? Even though he's lost 4 or 5 times to Mahomes, it seems
He's definitely good enough to win a ring, but Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not saying he's good enough. I'm saying will he win?
Maybe if Joe Burrow makes the playoffs, takes out Mahomes, and then somehow they see each other in the
Patrick
conference
Mahomes
finals.
is hurt one year, yeah, he's got a shot.
then why
got a
Lamar?
shot, bud.
But
Why didn't he make the Super Bowl when Burrow won? You know,
it's true.
well, because Mahomes beat him the
Yeah, Mahomes
is-
but it's
It's
like
like one game they can't win.
But it seems like they
Got
can't
his
not get
number.
it scheduled. They either get in the division or the conference. You know, it seems like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Who's good? So I guess you got to get Bengals and Chiefs in the second round. I mean,
Yeah, you need the Bengals.
I
to
don't
beat the
think
Chiefs
Lamar
for
could
you,
beat the
and
Chiefs
then-
either.
Lamar could just can't play in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. All right, there it is.
You heard it here first.
There it
Yeah,
is.
he's not a.
I think he's been a lot
Playoff
better
player,
now in the playoffs than he was in recent.
I agree.
Before. I mean, he had what? He made an AFC Championship last year. That's good.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with that, but he plays very poor in the playoffs.
See, I'm gonna go back on this because I think Lamar, it's not his fault. I think it's John Harbaugh. I think John Harbaugh is a terrible game manager now. I mean, if you look at this season alone, they just have not been able to manage games at all. It just seems like he's just on his phone and just saying, "All right, whatever you want to do, just do it." It doesn't seem like he's like knows what's going on. You know, I don't know if it's the dementia or what's going on. but-
Dementia's
Dementia's
crazy. Show.
I mean, he's been in the league for a little bit, but it's just. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the games here, but it's been brutal. It's been brutal. I mean, if you text any Ravens fan, they borderline want him fired, which is crazy because he won a Super Bowl. So, maybe 2 Super Bowls. He just seems like him and Tucker have been a
Thing with that
Biggest winner.
conversation all the time though is if you fire him, who are you going to hire? Who are you
probably,
gonna hire
probably their
that's better
offensive
than John
probably
Harbaugh?
the coordinator, probably their offensive coordinator. I mean, a lot of people say he's the worst coach out of the 3. Yeah, because like there's drives where like the clock just goes faster than they think. But you know, I don't think you can fire him because of his resume, but I don't think he's a good coach. So, I think he's a big problem in the playoffs. So I think it's Lamar and him, but it's also, you know, they're always going to say the excuse that Lamar has no weapons. I think it's a lie. I think it's them trying to make scapegoat. But
Yeah.
what are you going to do? I don't like John Harbaugh. Lamar
I
has
saw
had the
something-
greatest
I
season.
saw something about Lamar talking about the playoffs and stuff like that, and it
gets
wa-
him angry.
Nah, not even that, but like I think this is one of the reasons why he's a bad playoff performer is because like he's so excited for these games that like everything's just moving so much slower than how he perceives it. If that makes sense.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak on that. I don't know.
I don't know. I saw some random interview him talking about it.
Okay.
He was like,
I mean, if he
gets
says it, I
excited, he
believe
gets
it.
so amped up, and when the game's happening, he's just like so antsy and like anxious to like make a play.
Well, that's a
So,
big problem. If he
yeah.
can't
So
control
you just
his
have
own.
to calm his nerves, and I think that's why.
I mean, he's in the
not
bro.
a
This
good
is
playoff
what he's
performer.
like. He's been in the league since 2018. If he can't calm the nerves now,
Yeah.
like how long is it gonna take?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not. Like, I think he should win MVP this season. He's not gonna, because they're not gonna give him 3 MVPs. I think that's
Yeah.
no one
100%
wants-
should win MVP.
I agree. I think. I mean, I don't know if you guys looked, but I think he's had the highest QBR of all time.
He was going into like week 16, I want to say. And then
Well,
dropped
he
a
had
little
it for
bit,
like
but yeah.
majority of the year. I mean, he
was,
had a
yeah.
great year.
And all his stats are better than Josh Allen, so I don't see any reason why he shouldn't win that.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be Josh Allen getting his first MVP and Lamar. They're not Lamar 3. It's like same with Brady. Brady should have a lot more MVPs. But somehow Rodgers has more. I don't understand it either. But yeah, I think. But actually, to be honest, it's close. I mean, part of me just wants to give it to Saquon too. I mean, no one's changed the team more than him.
Unfortunately, the MVP is a quarterback competition.
Running backs have won it though. Running backs have won it.
Yeah, but like recently, it's just totally transitioned. Don't know why, but
AP's won it with the worse season than Barkley.
That had to be the last time non-quarterback.
Yeah, it was like 2008.
Yeah,
or 2009. And speaking of Barkley, now we're up to prediction of the Super Bowl. He's only 31 yards away from the most yards in NFL history, postseason and regular season. So that's impressive.
Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, definitely
Happy for him.
He better break it. That's all I'm saying. It's only 31 yards. He will break it.
Do that one play.
But I think he will struggle against that Chiefs defensive line.
Yeah, Chris Jones is a beast.
Yes. Dog.
Serious dog.
Chiefs defense.
Do you think this is the year Mahomes finally goes down, or is it three-peat?
Three-peat.
I don't want to see a three-peat, man.
I want to see a three-peat. I really want to see it,
This
man.
isn't the
I don't
Kobe
understand.
Lakers.
The Eagles are good, man.
I don't understand
They're
the
good.
Patrick Mahomes hate. A lot of people hate on him. I don't understand.
For no reason. They have
he's
no
good.
reason.
Everybody
There's
hates
no
a winner,
reason.
man.
You know,
Everybody
no.
hates
You
a
know
winner.
what's the one that's
Like-
interesting? Nobody's ever hated Bron. I don't understand it. Bron had the same level of dominance.
LeBron?
He was in the finals like every year,
LeBron James.
and everybody
LeBron,
loves LeBron. But then Mahomes,
That's
it's
different, man. That's Bron. That's like, let me not glaze.
Why is it
I'm
different?
not gonna glaze, but that's Bron.
Why is it different?
If you know, you know.
I mean,
I was
It's
there.
Braun, man.
I was there.
It's
I was at the
Braun.
parade.
Mahomes' first season threw 50 touchdowns and lost to Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's like that. That's first year.
I feel
50
like that's the
touchdowns.
story of every good athlete. People love you, and then you start winning too much, and then people hate you.
Besides
Yeah.
Bron.
Yeah,
besides
besides Bron.
Because that's
yeah.
Braun.
Yeah, that's Bron.
Because yeah, he was losing a lot.
Yeah, Mahomes just winning too much.
Yeah,
He's just addicted to winning.
He's just too good.
I really do
Shout
want
out
to see a
Mahomes,
three-peat, man. I want to see
Nah,
it.
3P would be
I want to
crazy,
see
though.
it, but
That'd
the
be-
Eagles, man,
Sorry, Chris Paul.
they scare me a little bit.
Scared of them-
Saquon, it's the
scared of them birds.
Saquon burst.
I want Saquon to get a ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I would like that, but I cannot see the Eagles
right.
win the Super Bowl. I can't.
especially that would be their second, and not that long.
Not even. Yeah.
Probably-
Shout out my dad, big time Birds fan.
Really?
Lifer. He was doing backflips after they won, but
Your dad
he
from
didn't do
Philly?
backflips. Yeah, my dad's from Philly. Yeah,
But
Eagles lifer.
Is Jalen Eagles fan too? He's a Philly
JV,
guy.
I
He's
think so.
Morristown.
JV.
He is, yeah,
no,
he is.
JV's a big Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys got.
He had a watch party on Sunday. He brought in queso dip to the.
Yeah, I feel like you got
Yeah.
it. Wait, so that's tough. You guys are going against AR and Jalen just because you hate the Eagles. That's tough. I thought you.
I FaceTimed AR during the game. Was talking shit. I also FaceTimed Moo.
Yeah.
I was talking shit.
Yeah, Moon knew.
Yeah, I was watching the game with
That
AR.
didn't
It
go
was,
well for me.
it was, he was screaming every play. It was like, oh man. If Saquon had the first play, you can imagine what his reaction was. He just started screaming. I'm just like, all right, bro.
I was in my seat like this.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow.
Something very interesting though. The spread opening up is 1.5. How much closer can you get than that?
Yeah.
So this is
Chiefs are
yes.
favored. Yeah, Chiefs are favored one.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Whoever you think is going to win, just hammer it right now. That's
Yeah.
1.5.
Yeah.
Interesting spread.
I mean, if you
That's
think if you
definitely
going
changed
history wise, it's hard not to take Mahomes at minus 125 here. You know, he's won the last 2 Super Bowls. It's been like the last 5.
Yeah.
Well, besides obviously the Rams and Bengals, which was an off year for him. You know, took a year off. You know, didn't feel like
Yeah,
going to the Super Bowl that
literally.
year.
Literally.
Yeah, it just seems like it. And when you go on the other side, Hurts. I mean, he's never won it, so we don't know. You know, I mean, he made it right, but he never won it. So it's yeah.
Do you
I
think
mean,
it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts playing his best football, or do you think the team around him could beat the Chiefs?
honestly?
It's an
I
open
think
question
it's.
to everybody.
I just think it's if the Eagles defense
I think it's going to come.
can stop Mahomes in the last 5 minutes. Because it
That's
just
fair.
seems like the last 5 minutes of every Chiefs games, Mahomes just has his way. You know, just
That's fair.
Yeah,
he
that's
just
true.
he can throw 2-3 picks in the first half, run the wrong way, just
I think Jalen
fumble.
Hurts has to perform, though. I really do think he's going to have to perform the game.
Yeah.
I don't think Saquon could just.
But
give
it's
you-
that
He
same-
performed the last Super Bowl he was in.
He did. He
performed.
really did. So,
But that's
I mean,
what it was. The
They put
last
up
5
He gonna
minutes.
have to perform. He gonna have to.
And now they have Saquon Barkley.
I don't think Saquon can bail him out of this game.
I wouldn't say Saquon's the factor because
I wouldn't say that either. I would say Jalen Hurts and the Eagles defense is an X factor for them.
Yeah, because one day the Eagles defense want to lock everything up. Next day they'll give up. You see Kirk Cousins go in there.
the only thing I will say about Hurts and why I wouldn't make him the X factor is just because of that Chiefs secondary. It's just I mean their front 7 carries that defense.
True.
So I think they'll.
And the only
decent.
star player in that secondary is Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, I mean, so you put AJ Brown and Smitty on there, it's like, and Goddard.
problem.
So
He's been balling.
It shouldn't be that hard for Hurts to play decent. I mean, if he plays bad, it looks awful for him. But yeah, we'll go predictions here. I think the Chiefs are going to 3-peat here just because you can't go against Mahomes.
I'm going with the Birds. Crickets.
Are we going to fly Eagles fly out of you?
Fly. Maybe, man.
Crickets.
I just
Hate that song.
I'm being a Mahomes hater this year.
Really?
I'm going. I've had enough.
I got the Chiefs by like 6.
It's going to be close. It just seems like
And that's the thing. If it's a close game, I think the Chiefs are going to win, obviously. But I think
it's
the only
that.
way the Eagles win if they're up by like 2 possessions late. Like
look
they have
at
to
the
least
look
be
at
up
the
2
49ers.
possessions.
They absolutely blew it last year.
Exactly. I
They
mean, that's what I'm saying.
looked-
You have to be up big early against Mahomes.
Yeah, but that's a hard thing to ask.
even that- but even that-
That's the only.
but even
that's
that-
the only way I see the Eagles.
Imagine Coach Killing's like, we need you guys to be up 50 at half, all right? You'd be like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's a lot of defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just you can't ask for that. You can't ask for just blowouts. So especially early on. I mean, Niners had a big lead, blew it. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's.
I will say this though: the one difference between last Super Bowl, I think the Eagles' defensive line is better. So I think they're going to be able to pressure Patrick Mahomes.
Like I said, it's all
A
about
lot
those
better
last
than
5
last
minutes.
time.
It's like when you watch basketball, sometimes you just have to wait till both teams get their runs, and then you chill in the fourth quarter, and the game finally starts. But
Sure.
I don't think this game will be a blowout either side. I mean, if you think about it, when has Mahomes blown out a team? I don't think it's ever happened. I mean, he's been blown out twice and came back, one against the 49ers, both against the 49ers, actually. 49ers, I think, had 3 possession leads and 2 Super Bowls against them.
It's gonna be a great one, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a goodie.
Is Mahomes going to be better than Tom Brady?
I hope so.
If he wins this Super Bowl, he's on track.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's top 5 right now.
All time?
Huh?
Bugging.
He's too young.
What's
Are
your
you
top
serious?
Top 5? Oh, this is
What?
going to be.
All right, in his short career though, he's already surpassed.
He's top 5.
Everything.
He's
whatever.
easily top
Yeah, Hall of Fame.
Quarterback.
So you think I
Hall of
think
Fame.
he retires right now? He's a Hall of Famer,
Absolutely.
but I don't think he's better than Marino. And
are you
gonna call me biased?
What?
All
What?
right, ready? This is how I see
Dan
it.
Didn't you-
Marino.
Dan Marino retired
Super
with
Bowls?
40 records as a quarterback. 40
Come on.
NFL records. Do you not? he
Winning,
was the
winning
first-
matters.
What?
Winning.
That's why Brady's won.
Jason,
That's why
Dan
Mahomes is top
Marino
5.
over Patrick Mahomes.
Are you
100%.
serious?
If you
What's your,
retired
what's
right
your
now,
QB top 5? Let's go.
QB
over that.
top 5, Tom Brady number 1,
Okay.
Dan Marino number 2.
Okay. All right.
Then
Wrong.
Wrong.
That's not an opinion. That's just wrong. Keep going, though, keep going.
3 Montana, and then 4 Manning, and then 5 I have John Elway.
So you think Dan Marino is better than Peyton Manning?
I think John Elway
Yes!
is better than Patrick.
Oh man.
It's
John
like but it's
Elway better than
close.
Patrick
Like it's like
Mahomes.
this Super Bowl gets him top 5 is what I would say. I think if he retired right now,
So he has to win the Super Bowl to be in the top 5, but Dan
Yes.
Marino doesn't.
how do you
He doesn't have to win
how,
one.
all right, how many NFL records does Patrick Mahomes have right now? Like even
I mean,
you
I
know,
don't know.
Let me
It's-
check it out.
I mean, he's young.
He's probably
young.
gonna have a lot of.
He's gonna have a
that's the thing. He's gonna. He doesn't right now. If he died, he is not 5.
Okay, but why is
But
Dan
he's
Marino better than?
accomplished more
Why is Dan
than
Marino
this.
better than Peyton Manning?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
he's
that
had
too is
every.
crazy.
He's
Are you
when
serious?
Marino retired.
Montana? He's better than Montana.
Ready for this? All right, Montana played in the same time as Marino. Why did Marino retire with every quarterback stat that mattered at all? Marino was the first quarterback to have no quarterback revolutionized the game of football more.
This is like saying Josh Allen had every better stat than Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes just kept winning.
But there's a difference. Allen doesn't
really
have any
what it
records right now. You know, he doesn't have any all-time records. But look, Marino had 40. 40. I don't think you realize how many records 40 is.
That's a lot.
Marino didn't win a Super Bowl because his team was awful his whole career. It's like if you put Brady, right, on the Browns, he might not even have.
This is like I feel like it's kind of like James Harden averaging 40 on the Rockets, but he wasn't winning
You're
anything.
talking about Dan Marino revolutionizing the game.
Great. We're saying greatest quarterbacks. He was one in every stat. He was the Kareem of football.
But let's go. What about eye test? What about eye test?
What about the eye test?
Tell me you could do what Patrick Mahomes does?
Come on, man.
All right, ready?
The arm talent. Let's talk about pure arm talent.
I ain't gonna lie. Dan Marino's not even
Marino
better.
has the greatest arm in NFL history.
Dan Marino not even better than Aaron Rodgers.
What?
No.
All right.
Come on.
You guys are talking crazy.
You're saying
Aaron Rodgers.
You're saying Dan Marino has better arm talent than Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Oh man.
What?
Marino is the best passer in NFL history.
Oh Lord.
He is the best pure passer. I think any quarterback would agree with that. I mean, the thing is,
Marino. Go home and watch Dan Marino highlights and get back to you, but
I'm not.
I'm just saying, I don't know if there'll ever be a quarterback in history have every QB stat record. Even Brady couldn't do it, and Brady played forever.
Wait, so what records does Dan Marino have?
When he retired,
I need
he had the most yards, most touchdowns, most completions, most passing attempts, most yards first quarterback to do 4,000 yards. It's type when he retired how many, just go by the list. I'll just enjoy it and just sit back. It was every record. Now next we have a basketball segment here, and then we're going to the games. The basketball segment is the Phoenix Suns happen to make me more upset, and they trade their 2031 first for 3 firsts so they can trade for more players. And
we're getting stressed out over a 2031 first round pick.
Think about it. That means we're not going to
people are in like 8th grade, 7th grade.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So after we trade these picks away,
MSHTV highlights, like we need him. What are we doing?
You don't understand. I've had to watch pre-K basketball because I'm not going to be able to watch people in elementary school get drafted to the Suns because we're not going to have picks for them. I'm already scouting preschoolers because that's the next time we'll have a pick. And the reason why I'm upset is because we got these picks to trade them, which means we will not have a first until 2032.
Wow.
I just don't.
Actually,
that's
crazy.
7 years.
But that's what I'm saying. Their plan.
So all their first round picks before that, you don't even.
Well, we didn't have any.
Right,
That's why we
I
got
know
3
that.
first round picks.
Yeah.
Which are awful. We're getting late picks. And then the whole point was so we can trade 5 first round picks for Jimmy Butler, or like 3 first round picks for Jimmy Butler. They're just gonna throw them all the picks.
I have another question though.
It's like what we do with KD.
How valuable is a first round pick in the NBA if it's not top 5, top 10?
That's the problem. That's why we got 3
most of
first
those
round
don't even
picks.
play. Like,
Yeah, like half of them don't play. Like,
That's why it's an awful trade. They're gonna get like a top 3 pick with the Suns because Suns gonna be worthless in 2031. Booker's gonna be gone. KD's gone. Whoever they get next is gone.
yeah.
And they don't have any first now. Once they get these players, they'll have no first. So it's not like we're getting picks in 2026, 2027. I might as well not even watch the draft anymore.
So you're
But
saying it's over for the Suns?
what I'm saying is that I think at this point, Matt Ishaba, who's obviously controlling this because he is paying this luxury tax and is deciding he wants to give this money out. But James Jones has a big role too, but they both are idiots. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make here is they're absolute gambling addicts. It's like this. It's like you go to a casino, right? Guy's down 1,000. He's like, nah, I gotta go even. That's what they're trying to do. They're not in the playoffs right now. And they're like, this is our team. We gotta make the playoffs. And we're just gonna keep throwing picks, throwing players.
they're desperate.
It's clear.
Because you guys know it's a win now situation with Devin Booker in his prime. You have KD on.
But at one point, it wouldn't have been if they wouldn't have just thrown all their picks away. That's a reason.
If they kept DeAndre Ayton, they might have.
Get this pen out of me. I can't hold that pen. All I'm saying is there's a reason why competent GMs do not trade all their picks just in case something bad happens. They have something to fall. Right now, the Suns are so desperate because they have nothing to fall back on that they're just like, I'm guaranteeing Jimmy Butler is a good player. He's not worth that much because he's not, this Jimmy Butler here was a few years ago. He's getting old. He's still good. Not the same Jimmy Butler, but they're going to pay like he was a top 5 player in the league. Because they care that much. Look what we gave up for KD. KD was coming off a big injury. What do we get? 3 firsts, Cam Johnson, and Mikal Bridges.
But that's working out for you guys.
What? We went to the NBA Finals without him. How is it working out for us?
Because KD's cooking.
Who cares if he's cooking? We're losing games.
Winning matters. Then.
Winning matters.
No, winning does matter.
We made the NBA Finals with Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges.
So you'd rather
and DeAndre.
But Chris Paul was there, and that's a huge factor why I guys went to the NBA Finals. But
Sure.
you're saying you would
we could afford.
You're saying you would rather still have campaign. Who'd you say?
Cameron Johnson
and
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, McKenna
and the
Bridges.
3 first-round picks. Yes,
You'd rather have.
we had one of them was a really good first. I think we had Brooklyn. Yeah, we had Brooklyn's first, I think. But anyway, we had 3 first-round picks. We have no picks. KD.
It's KD.
But do I think the Suns are going to wear
Are you going to draft anybody that's going to be better than KD? Probably not.
It's not really about if he's going to be as good as KD. It's about, do I think this team's going to win a championship? And I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true.
So who cares? So we're going to not win a championship to then just be bad for it's the same thing the Suns did in the 90s. It's like we had Steve Nash and Stoudemire and all this, and then we were terrible for 15 years, and it's going to happen. And it doesn't matter if you don't win a championship, Sure. But I tell my kids, oh yeah, I remember when KD was his son. I remember when Shaq was his son. I don't remember when Shaq was his son, but the point I'm trying to make here is I think they're just happy with having good players, and that's what we have to show. But at the end of the day, I think that it's important as a GM to realize how it is important to budget yourself and to not go over that budget. You don't need the best players at every position to win a championship, right?
Right.
Look what Spoelstra's dealt with. He had 1 star for the longest time.
Culture.
So with the Suns, I just think it's like,
just saying. It's a lifestyle.
we're not, they're gonna go through the biggest rebuild.
Yeah, shout out to OG, man.
The power of the high 5.
All right, so do you agree with the Suns' decision there? Trade
the positive touches.
Positive touch.
No.
That's exactly.
But I will say they're in a win now situation. That's what's going through their head, and they're saying they're going through it with it.
All right, right? But guess what? Now 2 years, 3 years down the line, right? When KD's gonna be done,
right,
and Booker's gonna definitely leave at that point. He's not gonna be 29 on a 10-win team. And then you're like, all right, we have 10 years, we get a first-round pick. And then we just have what? I don't even know if we have any second rounders. We just gave 3 seconds for Nick Richards? Or more than that, maybe. But yeah, we gave up a ton of seconds for Nick Richards, who's been good. But the point is, what are you looking forward to? How are you going to build your team? How are you going to sign people? Who's going to want to sign with a team with no picks? It's like, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Draft Day. When in the movie, the Browns trade all their picks.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, why would someone want to play with you?
Bo
Trade all their
Callahan.
The legend. Yeah, Bo Callahan. The craziest thing is that year came out the same year Manziel came out. And to me, it was literally.
That had to be on purpose.
But how would they know? This is before Manziel became what he was.
Oh, it was before Johnny Manziel.
It was right. It was the year he got drafted.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, both party guys ends up dropping in the draft. Nobody knows why. It's becoming the biggest bust. It's crazy. That movie really wrote history. But yeah, so not good for the Suns. But he lose Jimmy Butler. They're probably gonna be a rebuild too. So we'll go through the pain together.
No, we'll be fine. With second round team.
Yeah.
Every year.
Bro's got second round aspirations.
Hey, listen.
All right, now we're into the games. Finally.
You want me to switch with them now?
No, we'll do the last game because it's one game.
All right,
so because we haven't given much time. All right. Whoa. Can't give them answers.
Yeah, man,
all right, 4 teams. All All right, first game we have here is what teams have not made it to the Super Bowl. There's 4 teams here. You guys get 10 guesses.
Have not made it to the Super Bowl.
Browns,
Jaguars.
Yes.
Jaguars,
Browns, Jaguars,
Lions.
Titans.
Yes. He was going perfect, and you just had to throw that in there.
Titans made the Super Bowl?
Houston Oilers, probably.
Yeah.
Steve McNair.
I mean,
When did the Titans make the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. This is before my time.
Browns, Lions.
But you go perfect right now.
Yeah.
You have one team to go. I think this is an easy team to get because
Wait, who are the
Madden a
teams?
lot recently, so.
Who are the teams?
I said Browns, Lions, Texans, Jaguars.
no, there it is.
You said Jaguars, so.
You got it. You didn't say the Texans.
I said the Texans. Oh. No, I definitely did say the Texans.
You did?
Yeah. I think I was the
I
first team
didn't
to
hear
say.
that.
No, you said Lions, Jags, Browns, and now you just said the Texans.
Yeah. You didn't.
Texans. Yeah.
That was so casual. You just
Shout out to Zane.
Shout out
With
to
the
Zane.
knowledge.
I've been playing Madden a lot. I'm sure you hear me a lot.
Yeah.
you're like amount of time left on the camera. He's like, all right, let's go.
Trying to win a
Right.
Super Bowl with JD5.
Yeah.
Madden.
But the hint was the Texans are a new team. You know, it came out in the 2000s,
Yeah.
so it's really hard
Yeah.
for them to go there. Only time they've been good was with Watson, and that was a pretty short era. Now, next one we're gonna do is your favorite. We'll do blind ranking. You know? Blind ranking running backs here.
Blind running backs.
Great.
Mm,
Great.
I'm gonna one ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Is this collectively?
Yeah, the
We're all
last one
collective?
is the first.
Yes, together. All right, go ahead.
First running back on the blind ranking is Tyrone Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy.
By the way, I will say these are all current starting NFL running backs. Just so you know.
Tyrone Tracy, Giant.
1 through 5.
It's got to be 5.
5 or 4. Yeah, definitely. 5. I like 5.
Do you think? I don't think we're gonna see one worse than. If we're
Wait,
thinking
we
about
got to think
starting running
like
backs.
who's worse than Tyrone Tracy?
You're the Giants fan. You're not supposed to be saying
Not, like
that.
Tyrone Tracy isn't
No, he's not bad.
bad, but
No,
but-
you just said who's worse than Tyrone Tracy.
That's what I'm saying. That it can't be that many options.
But there are options.
5.
Let's go 5. Yeah, I like it. I like 5.
I don't want to think.
He
about it
said
too
their
much.
options.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
you
mean,
should throw him at the 4 just in case. But no, I mean,
Nah.
it's your guys'.
Now let's
list,
go
so-
perfect.
All right,
Let's go
5.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right,
Zane's ready to go. His
I'm
spirit is on.
I'm locked.
Say, you know.
Next one we have here is B-Rob. Shot in the chest, came back strong.
Bijan or Brian?
Oh, sorry. Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson.
4. 4. 4.
What were you guys gonna say? One more time.
4. 'Cause I really got to think about it, but I think 4 is solid. 3.
He
I don't
had a
think
good year this year.
he can't go higher than 3.
He really came back to
This
his spot.
year. He would start off games like 50 yards in a touchdown.
I got 4.
I'm starting him in fantasy. Just saying.
Who's worse than Brian Robinson?
A good amount of running back.
a lot. Like
He better than Tyrone Tracy, I guess, but not that bad.
Probably better
no,
than-
he definitely had a better year than Tyron.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's probably top 15.
That's what I'm saying.
Brian Robinson top 15.
He's better than Aaron Jones, I would say.
I would say he's
Mm,
very.
I'm
I
not
would say
saying
he's
that.
in that middle level. I would
I'm not
say he's
saying
in
that.
Which is
that
15.
middle level. Yeah.
I think he's better than Stevenson.
Roger Stevenson.
Yeah.
He is better than Roger Stevenson.
He's better than Stevenson, better, than Jones,
Yeah, like Travis Etienne.
He's better than ETN.
better than Etienne. Etienne's an awful year, unfortunately. Yeah, no, there's a good.
So you gonna go 3?
He's better than the Browns running backs. We're gonna put Jerome Ford over him.
Yeah, that's
Oh, if he
Chelsea-
names Jermaine
That's
Ford,
what I
our
think.
list is cooked because he should be 5. So he must be naming Jerome
he's
Ford.
better than like Chase Brown.
No, wait.
That's a,
Mm.
no,
Actually,
that one.
no, that's a tough
that
one.
one
That's
I
actually a
wouldn't
tough one.
say.
That's actually a tough one.
But
I
I
take
think you
that
guys
back.
are
I
realizing
take that
forgetting
back.
how
All right,
many
3 or
bad
4.
running
3 or
backs
4.
in
3 or
the
4.
NFL.
3. You want to go 3?
I don't know. Based
I don't think he's gonna name
based
that many.
based
bad
off the
running backs.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna
there's,
name hitters.
like there's more bad running backs. Like you can go with
This is fun because you're picking very like mid
running backs.
well, because that's how
I
it's
don't-
tough. You know,
Yeah.
I think
I'm
he
really
may
good at this game.
watch him name
I beat this
Tajay
man
Spears or
a
something.
lot.
He's gonna name like Tajay Spears or
Let's go 3.
Tony Pollard.
Let's go 3.
3.
And
Yeah,
I'll
3.
just argue for Brian Robinson being
Yeah, 3. 3.
for sure.
3.
Alright. I do like that pick actually. I was hoping you put him at 4, but what are you gonna do? H-Chan. Devon H-Chan.
2.
For sure.
2.
For sure.
2. Solid.
We need a really good running back now, though.
We do.
Devon Etienne's top 5 to top 10 right now.
With Tua playing. That's the
Devon
fact of it.
Etienne's
2 is solid. 2 is good.
too soft.
No, I'm saying he like Achane only ends up showing up with Tua. It's like if a defense decides they're gonna stop Achane, they're gonna stop Achane. Like if you have a backup quarterback in for the Dolphins, they're just gonna.
Oh yeah, because whatever quarterback it is.
Exactly.
Tua's out,
but
so.
there's running backs in the league. If the quarterback's out, we'll still dominate. So
I like our list.
That's credit to the O-line more than the running back. In
All
my
right.
opinion.
I like our list right now.
I do.
You're gonna like this name, Saquon Barkley.
One.
Come on.
Yeah, easy. Best running back in
Yeah.
football.
And
probably the best season in the past decade.
Word.
Yeah.
I'd argue the best season ever.
Maybe.
Because if you put it this way, his rushing attempts were lower.
He may have played a year
anybody
too.
Who had the years he had?
Might have played a year. Backwards hurdle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
play of the century, bro.
No, play of all time. That's a
Literally.
running back. That's the greatest
Yeah, that
running
was
back play.
crazy.
That's like the Odell level kind
Yeah,
of.
like that. Yeah.
Odell catch level.
Crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Saquon at one.
I
So,
don't
yeah,
think
one.
anybody else is gonna do that. That's crazy. Jumping backwards.
Who's our 4?
Last spot.
It's Alexander Madison.
Perfect list.
No,
I think Tyron Tracy's better than
Tyron Tracy's
Alexander
better than
Madison. You put
Alexander
Alexander
that's true, that's
Madison.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed. That's the one bad. running back.
That's the one bad running back we should have thought of.
But that's why I didn't mention him. Everywhere.
I
Alexander
told you he
Madison.
said there's somebody worse. You gotta listen to the
Alexander
details.
Madison. I mean, other than that, it's a good list.
I
I
think.
Yeah,
I put it this way:
That
you
was
would
on
have
the
been
scout.
cooked if you put B-Rob at 4.
Oh yeah, we would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
cooked.
yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
what I'm
It's
saying. That's how I was thinking of. I was
The
like,
list
okay,
was
B-Rob's
supposed to
definitely
be
better than Alexander
Madison 5, then 4 should have been Tracy,
Tracy,
3
yeah.
should have been B-Rob, 2 HN.
Tracy's
1.
a tough one to start off with, though,
That's
because we don't
why-
know how
yeah.
the list is.
That's
going.
kind of what I was kind of going for. I have a winning. I don't see. I'm gonna.
That's not a bad list though.
That's
That's
a good list.
a really good list.
Yeah,
Let's see what
I'm
TikTok
gonna
has to
say
say.
it's. I think.
Wait, Alexander Madison is not even the starting, or he wasn't supposed to be a starting running back.
Where you want to put
Yeah.
Zamir White on there instead?
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Well, Amir Abdullah, you like that better? Who you want to put on?
No, that's not bad. That's not bad. Alexander Madison over Tyron Tracy isn't like, oh my God, world ending.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's all right. Yeah, that's
That'd be good.
a good one.
I think it's
That's
a
a good
tie.
list.
I think we tie here.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a good list, but I don't think it's a bad list.
we just messed up too.
We only messed up one.
Yeah.
One player,
Yeah,
really.
one.
Yeah,
Four
but
and
it's
five.
wrong.
was
Like
that?
it's, but you can't argue Tracy was worse than Madison.
Oh no.
No.
That's why it's not a win. Like a win
Yeah,
is
you
like,
gotta get it perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. If it's,
Yeah.
But that's good. 4 out of 5 is solid though.
I mean, you guys done it before. I think
Yeah.
you've only done it once or
Like
twice.
I think twice.
All right,
Once,
switch
twice.
spots. All right, the segment here is you have to guess the NFL players' college, but it's on your 2 favorite teams. So you got Commanders players and you got Giants players. All right, first for Giant, we'll start with Giants here.
Oh Lord.
Jalen Hyatt.
Tennessee.
Yep. Next, we'll go to you. You might guys go perfect. I might have to give a hard one. That first one we got for you is Clellan Ferrell. Absolute beast.
I actually have no clue. I'm gonna throw out Alabama.
Clemson.
Clemson.
Yeah. Next for you, we have Sexy Dexy.
Oh, Clemson.
There we go. They were teammates.
Yeah, tight up, Zane.
I haven't heard of this guy since
Clellan
before
Ferrell?
this year. I just want to.
I mean, I think he got drafted before. I don't know. He was a first round pick. Next for you, we have Dante Fowler. Absolute beast in college. Added like super fast in college. Like highlight reel for a D end. Florida. Yeah.
You're making
I don't-
333 look bad, brother.
Here we go.
I don't know college football like that, so I don't really.
Well, I picked your team. All right.
Fair.
I tried to be easy here. I really did. Next for you is Drew Lock. One of my favorite quarterbacks in college.
Oh,
I could get all of his, bro. Like,
No, you won't. This is the next two.
No, I could get this.
Drew
one.
Lock.
Yeah, this one. I don't think the next 2 you're gonna get though.
Drew Lock. I have no idea. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say.
Let me guess if you
Penn-
gets it wrong.
He gets a steal.
This is Family Feud.
Penn State.
All right, he steals.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Now the phone in front is crazy.
All right.
Now you getting all offensive players, and then you're.
You're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna get the next one for him. But all you need is one more, and you're tied.
Wait, I could. That
You
was
stole.
a steal.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's fun.
Great.
Good. It's a fun thing to do. Fair, right?
Yeah, you stole it.
Next for you is Scary Terry. I think it's an easy one.
Ohio State.
Um,
Player
last
with the
one.
Wayne
All right,
Haskins.
next one for you is, we have 2 left. Wait, 3, 4, 5. Wait, let me make sure. Yeah, all right, I got it. Next one we have for you, I don't think you'd get this one, is Evan Neal. His O-line's, I think, harder.
Oh, Alabama.
Yeah. Would you have got that?
I would have said it.
All right. Yeah. All right. Then, yeah, his is easy, though. All right. Next one for you is easy. Mariota. Absolute. One of the best college players of all time. Yeah. And then, your last one is Kayvon Thibodeau.
Oregon.
There we go. Now,
Okay, Dame.
we'll give you the last one. I don't know. So I think if you get this, it's a tie, but he has an extra. I don't know. Anyway,
for sure. But
yeah, KJ Osborne.
no clue.
You're gonna steal?
I got nothing for
It's
you.
the
man.
U. Come on, man.
Oh,
The fact that you asked him that, I was like, Miami.
yeah, clip.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm cooked.
Mine were definitely harder than his. Beside Terry McLaurin.
Terry McLaurin. Yeah. You know what? We'll give you a redemption with Dwamie Brown. And then
North Carolina.
There we go. All right. I'm sorry.
No.
It's just it's just a lot of yours. Like I didn't really, there's not a lot of Commanders players that I liked in college. You know,
Yeah.
it's like what Jane Daniels played 1 year at LSU. It's like
True.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Just Talks podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, anywhere you can find us. Thank you. We'll see you next time.